It was a Friday night, one of those quiet, still evenings where everything around you seems to pause. The kind of silence that doesn't feel peaceful, but expectant, like the world is holding its breath. We sat across from each other at the dinner table. The only sound was the soft clinking of silverware on our plates, a rhythm that should have felt ordinary, even comforting. But it didn't. Not that night. There was no argument, no raised voices, no dramatic scene. But something was wrong. I couldn't explain it, couldn't name it, but I felt it. It was in the air. A subtle shift, like the atmosphere had thinned, like something essential had drained out of the space between us. I looked at her, really looked, and saw it. Her smile was there, but it was hollow. She laughed at something on her phone, a sound that barely touched her eyes. She didn't know I was watching, but I was. I noticed the way her fingers lingered too long on the screen, the way she glanced up, quickly, nervously, as if she was checking to see if I'd caught something I wasn't supposed to. My chest tightened. My pulse quickened. But I swallowed it down. I told myself I was imagining things. That it was late. That she was tired. That I was tired. After all, she was always on her phone, always busy with work. Or at least that's what she said. But that night, the silence didn't feel like comfort anymore. Felt like distance. It felt like something that used to be there between us had already quietly slipped away. I didn't say a word. I didn't confront her. I didn't cry or scream or demand answers. I just let the moment sit in its stillness. And then, the next morning, I left. I filed for divorce without drama, without a big scene. I moved to a new city, started over. Cut every string that had once tied me to her. I deleted her number, erased the photos, scrubbed every trace of her from my world. It wasn't because I hated her. It was because I needed to breathe again. I never asked for explanations. I didn't need them. Because later, when I finally saw the message, the one that confirmed everything I had suspected, I understood. She had chosen someone else, even if she hadn't said it out loud. That was all I needed to know. Her choice had been made. And so I made mine. The first few weeks were rough. Her memory clung to everything. I thought about her when I didn't want to. She had been my world, the person I built my life around. The one I thought would always be there. But as time passed, the sharp edges of her absence began to dull. My days became simpler. Quiet, yes, but peaceful. I threw myself into work, picked up hobbies I'd long neglected. I started to rediscover pieces of myself I didn't know I'd lost. Slowly the pain faded. The memory of her faded too. Became just that. A memory. A year passed. An entire year without contact. No calls. No text. Just silence. And in that silence I grew. I healed. Then one evening as I was walking home from work, I saw her. She was standing outside my building, as if she had been waiting. She looked different. Smaller somehow. Her shoulders slumped, her face drawn. But it was her eyes that caught me. The same eyes I had once known so well, now filled with something I hadn't seen in them before. Regret. "Hey," she said, her voice unsteady. "I've been trying to find you." For a second, I wondered if I was imagining her. She wasn't supposed to be here. I had moved on, or at least I thought I had. But there she was, in front of me, like some ghost from a past I wasn't ready to relive. "I need to talk," she whispered. "Please." Part of me wanted to walk away. Keep moving. To leave her behind where she belonged. But another part of me, the part that had once believed in us, stopped. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was old affection. Maybe it was closure. I didn't know. We ended up at a small cafe down the street, a place we used to go to back when things were good. Back when love came easy. This time, though, it didn't feel the same. It felt foreign. She sat across from me like a stranger wearing a familiar face. "I made a mistake," she began, her voice almost breaking. "I thought I could have everything. That I could have it all. But I was wrong. I know that now." I didn't respond. I just let her speak. Let her sit in the weight of her words. "I thought I could live in two worlds," she said. "But I couldn't. And now I've lost everything. I've lost you." She looked at me with tears in her eyes. I could see it all, the regret, the sorrow, the fear. Fear that it was too late. That she'd burned a bridge she couldn't rebuild. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, she said. But I need you to know I miss you. I miss us. And for a brief, fragile moment, I almost believed her. I almost reached across the table. Almost. But I didn't. Because deep down I knew better. Why now? Asked my voice even. Why are you here after all this time? She hesitated. Her hands wrapped tightly around her coffee cup. Because the life I left you for. It didn't work out. It wasn't what I thought it would be. And I realized, too late, what I had with you. I thought I could find happiness somewhere else. But I was wrong. I listened. I heard the words I used to dream of hearing. But they didn't comfort me. They didn't undo the past. Because what she was saying wasn't about love. It was about loss. She didn't come back because she realized I was the one. She came back because the other life she chased fell apart. You made your choice, I said softly. And so did I. She flinched. I know, she whispered. I know. But that was the problem. She knew, but she didn't understand. That the damage done couldn't be undone. That some choices once made closed doors forever. I'm not that person anymore, I said, standing. I'm not the man who will let you walk back in like nothing happened. Not after the lies. Not after the betrayal. She reached out, grabbing my sleeve. Please, she said. I've changed. I've learned. I looked at her one last time. The woman I had once loved more than anything. The woman who had broken me. She was different now, yes. But so was I. And what we had couldn't be revived. Not truly. Take care of yourself, I said gently. But I'm not your backup plan. And I walked out of the cafe, out of her life for good. She hadn't come back out of love. She came back because she had nowhere else to go. And that, more than anything, was the truth I had to accept. Her decision had been made long ago. And now, finally, I had made mine. As I walked away, I didn't feel anger. Felt clarity. I wasn't carrying her ghost anymore. The weight was gone. I didn't leave because I hated her. I left because, after everything, I had learned to love myself again. And sometimes, that's the only forgiveness that really matters.